Up gamers, is I, the People's Machine, coming at you with another episode of the Gaming Round Table, brought to you by Unpaid on YouTube.com and Twitch.com. Unpaid Gamers founder, post-human guy, has been streaming his Halo Master Chief Collection and his remastered Demon Souls on the PS5, and I need you to check those out. Hit subscribe and like those videos, because you can check out what John, my buddy Posthuman Guy, is up to. And don't forget the man, the myth, the legend, well, the Apex legend, actually. Apex legend himself, Banlost, my man Rob, kicking ass, taking names. Check out his videos, subscribe, and like his videos as well, and like Unpaid Gamers, and subscribe to that channel, because we're all under that one blanket, and I am the People's Machine, the guy telling you the way it is, and this is the Gaming Roundtable. And of course, last night I wasn't able to bring you a video, but tonight I'm bringing you another video as part of Monster Hunter Week, and a little known PSP title that got ported over to the PS4 that shares a lot of similarities with Monster Hunter, and a lot of people wouldn't think it was part of that genre, but I'm here to tell you, Kadokawa Games, and it was licensed to and published by NIS America, not Miss America, but NIS America, NIS America, Metal Max Xeno. Let's check it out. Wake it up, get it going. And I want to talk a little bit about, this is, I would only have to say that in the grand scheme of things, this would almost be considered a subgenre of the Monster Hunter genre. But it shares a lot of similarities. You wouldn't think this anime guy running around that you get to name in a tank has any similarities with Monster Hunter, but it actually does. As a matter of fact, throughout the game, your character is referred to specifically as a monster hunter. When you fight any of the enemies in the game, in your tank, whether it's a giant ant to even mechanical contraptions that are like triple-barreled tanks and stuff, sometimes you get items from them, and they even say, these parts are valuable from these monsters. And they refer to every single creature as such, very similar to Monster Hunter World. We're going to dispatch, and you get to name your tank as well. There is a lot of pop-up in this game and things along that lines, but it does have a beautiful soundtrack. It plays very well, but you're not going to impress anybody overall, even graphically. I mean, the tank moves nice, everything is nice, and there you have it. But we're going to go on, and I want to show you a little bit about this. This is your shooting mode. Sometimes you run across stuff. You can R1, tells you a little bit about what it is weak against. You know, again, every creature has similarities. Lightning, there's lightning weaknesses, fire weaknesses, ice weaknesses, sound weaknesses, you know, piercing weaknesses. Very similar to Monster Hunter as well. And as you see here, you get experience, and your character does level up. It's more traditional RPG in that sense, but you travel around this desert and other locales that you go across, and your objectives. You run across these enemies, and you want to fight them. And I usually don't have much trouble against these characters, and inherently they do drop your items. You do fight really large boss creatures, and these boss creatures do give you parts in which you can fight. I'll show you a little bit of something, as a matter of fact. If I go, I want to do something real quick though, in case the volume, again, sometimes the sound with this is a little high, so we're going to go back down to, we'll go down to 3 or 2 for now, and we'll do that. And I want to show you a little bit about the different things. For example, cannon breach was a material to strengthen cannons, and it even says in this world even monster parts are valuable. Anytime you kill different things, ant legs, a leg from an ant monster covered in a very hard exoskeleton, it's used to make armor. Weirdly enough, even though it's a tank, you actually have to you get parts from monsters that you fight, and those parts allow you to create better weapons and better armor and different things for your character. It says drug count reached 50, so throw runs to earn, which is good. I got a 120mm cannon from that. So there is that weird oddball thing, because you go and you get bounties to fight stuff, and it's just a very unique and interesting game in the sense that here you are trying to plug it to the game, and you are fighting actual creatures, getting their parts, and using those parts to get better weapons and armor and gear, and which is very much reminiscent of the Monster Hunter, and that's really the truth of the matter. Here's something over here. I'm gonna fire on. So now we're gonna go to an actual turn-based encounter. Now the game is turn-based, so it does bring into that Japanese classic JRP tropes, but it does share those pseudo Monster Hunter things, like Earth's Dawn, which is also a pseudo Monster Hunter type game, which does allow you to get parts from your creatures and stuff and make your weapons and gear, but plays very differently than a traditional Monster Hunter game, such as this game as well. We're going to attack this thing. I got fever going, so I'm going to do a ton of damage, and that's the end of that. And I earned some stairs. It says material used to manufacture parts, barrel of 150mm caliber cannon. Got a couple parts there, and I'm on this mission here to try to get. I want to get down here and try to fight. Now, even though this is definitely what I would say not a Monster Hunter game in the traditional sense, it does share those similarities, and I feel like I need to include it on the list. For one, it's a fun game to play. It's very simple, very easy to pick up and play, and for two, it's interesting to it's interesting to just fight through these guys. It's just interesting that I was always surprised by playing the game that you actually, get the parts and whatnot, and I did not know that about the game when I first bought it. It just was on sale, it looked interesting, and then I started, when I was playing the game, I'm like, why is everybody, you're constantly referred to as a Monster Hunter, you're constantly referred to as a variety of different things. So we're going to go in here, seafloor tunnel, see if there's anything interesting in this, in here. And again, it's really all about the feel of the game. And even though, again, it's not a Monster Hunter game in the traditional sense, it does have, as I said before, those similarities. Now, I'm supposed to be doing a mission, and I don't think this is the way I'm supposed to go, but you can do exploring. As a matter of fact, if you want to, let's see here, you will get other team members later. Let's say I want to exit the tank. I can, and I can just play as my character. You do have the ability to attack and defend and do things. Sometimes you run into creatures, and whatnot. But other times, it's best to stay in the tank. And we're going to exit out of here, and get on out of here. And like I said, easy to pick up and play a game. But you can when you do get other team members, you can actually go and that's like a little mini boss, this little shark guy. I'm not going to shoot him because at this level I would not be able to beat him. It would be difficult. I just got waylaid by these 3 ants. You can be surprised. Again, basically, you have that ability. I do have other, if I want to use the death ray, for example, boom, hit them all, take them all out. That's a weapon that I earned. You get records and whatnot, and I leveled up. My character, which is great. Let's see here. Let's go over here. I want to go back to my base for the moment to show you a few other things. There's another shooting mode. There we go. Shoot them too. You can also do this. Let's go to Shrimp Vulcan. Got him. You can equip multiple weapons on your tank, and you're mainly that's what you're using is the tank. And again, the only similarities to Monster Hunter is the fact that you do take monster parts to attack the creatures in the game and take them out. So it's always best to do that. There are a lot of hidden objects and things that you can find in the game, and treasure chests and a variety of different dungeons and a variety of just different things you can do. And while it does mix, it just kind of mixes the genre of both JRPG and mixes the genre of that. So if I want to go to, he got the garage, he's got the item shop. So if I wanted to, let's say, change the paint of what I named my tank Abrams. If I don't like the color, for example, I can change the color to default, which is normally the red, or I can do like a green color here, you know, to give it a more military style kind of vibe. And you can even change the color of your weapons. It's good. Let's do this right now. Let's go to my next time, and then let's go to the garage here, and then I check the garage. So this is where you can go in here and basically you know, upgrade your weapons and whatnot. So there's a 120mm cannon, costs 2,775 gold. In order to build stuff, you got to have the blueprints and the parts to do that. So it's a little hard to intercept. And this is how you do it to get a variety of different weapons and armor. And it's all based on the parts that you get from the monsters. And that's, again, very similar to Monster Hunter in that regard. And like I said in the beginning of the video, your character is referred to constantly as a Monster Hunter. So again, I can't make that infamous enough. So we're going to go ahead and make this and hit OK. And then you're going to order it. Let's see here. So it says OK. You're going to... Wait a minute. Hold on. It's been a minute since I played it. I gotta try to make this weapon. So, 120mm. That's the total sell price. That's sell items. No. Let's see here. Been a minute, like I said. It's been a minute since I've tried it. It says okay. So, that's the sale. And then I type. There's something I'm not doing. Hold on a second. Order that. No. Here we go. Dispose of? No. No. Don't want to dispose of it. I gotta build it, but I don't remember. Let's see here. One of these buttons. That's select. I don't know why it's not letting me basically purchase it. Alright, hold on a second. I'll just go back into the base. And Metal Max Xeno was one of those games that I didn't really think much about. Something's going on with my character. I'm just running on its own. There we go. There's like an auto run feature I had turned on. So let's go back up to there and go to back to this garage and see why I'm not able to. And maybe it wait a minute. I know what I'm doing wrong. I think you had to do it at this screen here. I know, but where is it that you go? Oh, wait a minute. Duh. You want to equip tank. I forgot completely about this. Duh, I feel silly. Let's see here. Slot 1. Because I did earn that. So let's switch to the 120mm cannon. When you get certain Road to Ace, this is your challenges. And when you get certain challenges, 4 to 3 points. There we go. Use the garage, equip, check weaknesses. So that was a ace, and these points here. There's your points, and this is how you level up your different things. If you want more HP, if you want more vitality, more weapon IQ, boost attack with weapons. So if I wanted to do that, for example, and give myself more HP, drive level, you know. So it's like that. So if I want driving skills to go up, or boost arm strength, like boost stamina, nerve, but we'll do HP and hit OK and hit yes. So again, this is how you basically do challenges to level that up. Let's see here. It is telling me I need to go to the next survivor camp. There is a travel. I can travel to different parts of the base, which is nice. So if I wanted to go there and use immediately, well, I can't use it at the moment, but this is basically the general what you're supposed to be doing in the game. And you're going through the story, and you're trying to, you know, in the early game, you're trying to, you run into an enemy, and you're trying to, you know, you're trying to do what you can to take care of said enemy, and you were after them. And there was a big cataclysmic event on the planet Earth, and basically what essentially happened is everyone got destroyed, essentially, and there ain't much you can do about it. So I just earned some ant legs, which is great, and you're going to spend your time going from point A to point B, and there is exploration. Even though the game's map is fairly large, there is not a whole lot of it's not completely open either, but there are a lot of large areas to explore, and the game does get very challenging, kind of right off the bat. Right after the first boss, you end up fighting some other stuff, and it's just like, wow, you can get slaughtered real quick. So you want to spend some time grinding, getting better weapons, getting your challenges completed, and things along that lines. If you just kind of jump around and start exploring right away, you're going to get hurt. And you don't want that. So I just got some tech scrap, and scrap from high-tech machines. Precious resources may contain trace metals for electronics. You need that for higher level stuff. Of course, now we're getting into nighttime. Day turns to night cycles. Shoot that, I just did a ton of damage, and you get records for doing that. So we're going to do that real quick, and we're going to just keep on traveling here, and try to get to this next story area. I found myself playing the game extensively when I first bought it, because I thought it was an interesting game, to say the least. I just thought it was such an interesting game. We do the 120 cannon, and I got some parts there. It says I got material, cannon breach, and even monster parts are valuable, like it says. And I think like I said, I kind of classify this game the same way that I classify Earthdawn, which, even though Earthdawn is not a Monster Hunter game in the traditional sense, like this isn't, but everything you fight and kill in the game, you get parts, which is how you use to increase your this is how you build your weapons and armor out of those same parts, which, again, same thing. Let's see. There's the other one-shot giant cannon, and I beat it. And I got a cannon breach again, tech level 1, different tech levels to build different things, because you can get pretty ridiculous in the weapons and armor and different things you can do in the game. But we're gonna go on this way and shoot this guy. Got rid of him. And let's see here. I'm gonna go this way. And there's a little treasure chest out there. I'm gonna try to get that real quick. And you know, I think it's interesting that Monster Hunter has had a profound effect on other genres, that you're starting to see that in other games. The ability to fight enemies, take their items and resources that they drop, right? And use their parts for that. Because the same way that's happened with Dark Souls has done the same thing. You will see Dark Souls-like elements in a ton of different games that are out there, and you will see those elements. Games, for example, Remnant from the Ashes is not a true Souls game in the traditional sense, but it takes a lot of cues from that. And Remnant is just a phenomenal game. If you've never played it, it's just fantastic. One of my favorite games that was released last year, the year before, I mean, and they just, and that's what you're seeing, is when a big genre comes out and it's very, very popular, it's blocked, sometimes you get to see that bleed over into others, and the Souls games have done that with a few games. Necropolis is one that it did that in, even though that's more of a roguelike, but its combat is that. Fade to Silence, another game, same kind of premise. You're like, okay, well, this game also has the Souls-like kind of stamina, skill-based combat. Monster Hunter has bled into this game and Earthdawn, and it's interesting to see. You're like, oh wow, you know, it's surprising because at first I thought this was just like a turn-based RPG, and then I find out that it has those Monster Hunter elements of fighting creatures, getting their parts, and making better weapons and gear off said parts, and they did borrow that from this. And it makes sense, because usually what happens in these genres, what people go and they start looking at, they're like, oh wow, you know, this game, you start seeing that where some games come out and get so big that other companies adopt elements from the game. So Hunter game in the traditional sense in the way that this plays, or anything else for that matter, but this has those elements. Oh, stop there. Here's what I'm looking for. Leg armor, survival boots, that's for my character. So if I want to equip my character, I can do that. Let's see here. Survival shoes, that gives me better defense, so we're going to get those turned on. These little robot guys I'm fighting now. So these are going to be a little bit tougher enemies. Or at least I thought they were. Okay. And they did drop something. So again, leveled up again. This is good. E-Bear, SE Barebone A. And there you go. Strengthen S and E parts. So again, for upgrading and strengthening your weapons. Get rid of that guy. Oh, he dropped a couple things. Very good. Over there is either a... That's either a... Let's see, get rid of these guys real quick. New tank. Or it is a... Oop, they dropped a part. It'll probably be ant legs. Yep. Which you can always use those. Let me go over here. I think this is where I was supposed to go in the first place. I'm going to do something real quick. Let's see what's going on up here. There's a way to get up here. I may not be able to get up here. So I might have to go. Probably one of those I have to go around past scenarios. And that makes Xeno. I think I paid like $10 for it, and it is a good game for what you're going to be getting out of it. Let me switch back to my other weapon here. And again, as you can see here, you do not have unlimited ammo, so you do have to be conserving of that at times, and that's why it's good to have 3 weapons. Registration, so this becomes a fast travel point for me. That X is where I'm supposed to be going. So if I go to the travel map, I can actually now go back to the Iron Base if I want to, and I like the fact that the fast travel is in there. And we're going to go back in and enter the Iron Base, which will refill my ammo reserves and supplies. So we got that going on. I got a new Road to Ace skill under the challenge here. We're going to get some more points. There we go. Again, try to level up your stuff if you can, whenever you can. Driving skills. And Ace points is 2, so I say, oh, okay, and yes. That way my driving is going to be better. That's what you want. And then again, it's one of those JRPGs that took those elements, and I like that. There is a jukebox in here. You do have your own room. Can't remember which room. One of these is your room, if memory serves. Or at least I thought it was. No, don't go in the caves. One of these, I thought you were able to enter was your room. But I don't know. Maybe I haven't got it unlocked yet, because I know you do get your own room, personal room. But it may not be available yet. Which I don't think it is. I think I gotta do the other thing. first. So we'll go here. And your basic gist of what you've seen me play in the last few minutes is exactly what you're going to get out of this game. But I wanted to showcase it because it's a little known game. Not a lot of people know about it. They don't know much about it. So if I want to, for example, let's do this. I can go here and fast travel back. This makes it so much easier to go back, especially now that I've got full ammo capacity. So it's nice to fight these creatures real quick. Bigger meaning that I'm going to do a ton of damage from the second. He did a pretty good hit, but I died. He got killed. So beam, really good. Rapidly fires manufactured parts. Bad resources, circuits. Always try to fight about everything that you encounter, just because it will make life easier for you in the end. And you want to get either, if you're not doing, if you're trying to get parts or you're trying to get experience for your character. The better off, more higher level, of course, better off you are. So with this slight JRPG turn-based abilities on top of doing everything else. So, and it's nice that the enemies that at different times you can avoid them. You do not have to fight them if you do not wish. And I do like that aspect. So even though they're random encounters, at least they give you the opportunity at times. Sometimes you can just, you can run away. So, and get out of its attack range. Now here is a creature there. That is one of the mini bosses or bosses in the game. It is wanted. Powerful souls, they call it. It sees me, so I'm going to have to fight it. This is going to be a little bit bigger Guntaris. I'm hoping that we are able to do the damage. It's going to hit me with Gatlin. With that, it's going to be a little bit more powerful. And it's got some health, that's for sure. I have a lot of weapons, so it's definitely, you do have skills. Bolt speed. Back slice, which is nice. There we go. Got it. Very nice. Critted it. Scared this little mini boss. And I defeated a Wanted, which is great. I leveled up in the process. I got the Taurus Pepper Pot. A fire attack rarely gets intercepted. Got a new weapon, which is great. Got the Wanted, so I get and took it out. Very nice pay. And again, it's got that. And again, like Monster Hunter, you do have bounties in the game. You have bounties in this game. So again, taking some cues from both. I'm supposed to create, okay, which is good. Decrease the extinction meter. Alright, so we're going to do some more road to Ace and try to build these up. I'm not going to spin them right away because I need to build them up. Let's see here. So we're going to do this. Ooh, 10 points, that's a good one. Another 5 points. We're just going to keep trying to earn them and get those done. I do wish to save it. You can save anytime, which is nice. Because I want to make sure that I get through this. And that's safe, so always save frequently and often, as I always say. So I can go on forward to progress the story here. Let's see what's happening over here. Becomes another save point and whatnot. But generally speaking, it's another little survival area you're supposed to be. be a dungeon that I'll probably have to go on foot. And again, you will have encounters in this too. Following the quest, endangered species arrive at the atrium, investigate inside the hull. And again, not a Monster Hunter game in the traditional way that you play one. It's nothing like God Eater or Toukiden or Monster Hunter World, but it is in a subgenre of Monster Hunter, which these are Monster Hunter-like games. So I'm going to do that real quick, but I want to roll over here for a second. Actually, I better get in my tank. And I'm going to roll... Let's do this. Right over here. I don't know if I can get over there. Again, I'm not sure if I can get over there or not. I'm going to try. Let's see what that flashing tank is over there. Let's see what's going on. Get rid of these guys real fast. Alright. Get rid of those guys, which is good. Hello, Merman. And, Merman's, my cat. Or my fiance's cat. Let's see here. Go up here. See what the deal is with this. Here we go. Ah, it's like a Hummer style. Let's do this real quick. And you go a tank, and I can call it different things if I want. Which is pretty cool. I like the fact that you find new vehicles and you can name it different things. That's cool, because there are different vehicles in the game. Or you can give it to, which is pretty neat. So, let's see here, another points, which is great, because I found another tank. Let's go on down. Oh, there it is. There's tank number 3, as you can see. Different tanks that you can find, shoot various tanks, and those continue to increase. So, let's do this real quick. Go over here. Go to Hunter. Okay. So now I have like machine guns. And this is really neat because you can switch it up, which is great. So equip the Hunter. There it is. I can put Tara's Pepper Pot. We can do a fire attack. 8-4 normal camera can intercept the fire continues to deals 1-8. Put that on there, like I said. Or I can do like the 7mm machine guns, which is cool. Tara's Pepper Pot, which is good. Or I can just unequip that and just have those two, which it makes your power. You don't want to be overweight. Let me see what happens when I did that. So I'm almost at max weight. Let's do this real quick. Go around this bad boy here. Again, if your machine guns have unlimited, look at that. Boom, took them out. That's awesome. Again, it's always good to get like the new vehicles, because that's one of the things I like. And those challenge points will continue to like open up, which I think is really cool. So you'll find a lot of different vehicles to use, which is great. It's one shot wonder. Got him. And he dropped some more materials. It is. It's actually a really one of those games that kind of slowly builds and gets better and better as you play it, as you find new tanks and the different things with the different strengths and weaknesses. It's one of those odd games that as you start to play it, you just really end up loving it. And that's basically the gist of the game, folks. Showing you something that's kind of has those Monster Hunter like elements, but it's a different kind of genre in of itself. And let's return to the title screen. Well, guys, this has been another good, hopefully enjoyable episode of the Gaming Roundtable. I wasn't so boisterous tonight. Well, that's because my fiance is sleeping in the other room. I didn't want to wake her, so I haven't been as loud as normal. But I will be back again tomorrow night with another exciting episode of the Gaming Roundtable, brought to you by Unpaid Gamers. Make sure you subscribe to Unpaid Gamers on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you watch Posthuman Guy's Leisure Plays and listen to his podcast. Check out the man, the myth, the Apex Legend ban loss, and what he's doing on Apex Legends. And please subscribe and follow the People's Machine on the Gaming Roundtable. And as always, gamers, good gaming.